Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome. The doctor is in. Looks like we are having some issues with the source. Give me just a second. Oh, that's why. Okay, I know the problem now. All right, one moment here while I figure this out. There we go. Okay, we are good. And howdy, EdFan. Thank you for joining. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and start the second Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game. Now, I won't be streaming this one quite as often because this one is a little bit more, what's the word I'm looking for? Episodic in nature, so you don't really have to play each one back to back. Now, the game that comes after this, Trials and Tribulations, you kind of do, because that's very much an arc-driven game. This one's very episodic. Yeah, thank you, standalones. That's excellent. Thank you. All right. With that, we're going to start the Lost Turnabout just as soon as I turn off the lights behind my TV. Give me a second. Sorry about that. Forgot about the glare. Alright, and here we go. Episode 1, The Lost Turnabout. How did I get into this mess?
That's far enough. You can't run forever, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What have I done wrong?
I cannot allow you to go on like this.
But I'm just a simple defense attorney.
Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title.
How's that for an opener? Oh, what a nightmare. I bet it was this ringtone that caused it. I really shouldn't be dozing off right before a trial starts anyway. Huh. Looks like they hung up. Ah, good. I finally found it. Talk about a close call. I hate to do this to you, but... It's nothing personal, Mr. Attorney. A few minutes later. Ouch. Oh, my head. It's throbbing. And why does it feel so foggy in there? Good morning! Good morning? What's wrong? You don't look so well. People are at their best first thing in the morning. Where's the fighting spirit? Sorry, but can you please turn the cheeriness down? My head sorta hurts. Roger that. Am I in trouble or something? Huh? Trouble? Wait, never mind. You're a policewoman, right? I thought maybe I'd done something wrong. But what are you talking about? I'm the one in trouble. What? I'm placing my life in your hands today, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Life in my hands? You promised me. You said you would prove I was not guilty. Not guilty? Just when I thought all hope was lost, when all the other lawyers had laughed me off. Leave it to me, you said. You, the one and only Phoenix Wright, came to save the day. And just like that, I was moved to tears, sir. I'll never forget what you're doing for me, ever. What is this girl babbling about? Actually, I really love to watch court proceedings, and I always root for you to win. When I'm off duty, I like to come here and... What's wrong? You've been acting really strange, and you keep staring at me. You're making me kind of nervous, sir. Oh, sorry. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So, this might sound bad, but, who are you? What? Mr. Wright, how can you say that? How can you do this to the fragile heart of a girl about to go on trial? You're absolutely horrible. No, I mean, I didn't mean it like that. This is how a defense attorney treats his client, sir. I can't believe this. No, it's just... well, I think you have the wrong person. Yes, Who am I? Why am I drawing a blank? The trial will begin shortly. Will the defendant and her lawyer please proceed to the courtroom immediately? Trial's about to start. I'm counting on you in there, okay? I guess I must have amnesia. Let's see, what can I piece together? From the sound of things, it's probably safe to say that I'm a defense attorney. And that girl, I said I'd prove her not guilty. I can't believe I made such an irresponsible promise. Ah, someone please! Tell me this is just a bad dream! Why do I get the feeling this is one dream I won't be waking up from?
Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
Are you talking to me?
Do you see any other defense attorneys here?
I guess not.
Now then, are you ready?
I guess I should say yes for now.
Are you ready, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor. Wait a sec. Her life is in my hands. I should really do the responsible thing. Actually, you see, Your Honor, my memory's kind of,
The court will not hear the defense's excuses. Because the defendant is a member of the police, this case is under great scrutiny.
One second, gotta adjust my seat here. There we go.
Therefore, we must make this trial fair but swift. I believe I have told you this before. I hope you're not telling me you've forgotten.
Actually, I have.
Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Yes, Your Honor. As I'm sure you're well aware, the defendant is accused of killing her lover. What's worse, her lover was a fellow police officer. A policeman? You did what to a policeman? It wasn't me! And besides, Dustin and I, we weren't lovers like that. In any case, the prosecution will prove that the guilty party is none other than the defendant.
Very well. Mr. Payne, please call your first witness.
It's been a while, Mr. Wright. Let's see what you've learned since last time. I won't show you any mercy this time, rookie. Okay. And who are you again? The prosecution calls Detective Dick Gumshoe to the stand. Here we go. Don't let me down, Mr. Wright. Nowhere to hide. I am so dead. Witness, please state your name and occupation.
My name is Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. You don't look very well, detective. Well, sir, the defendant, she works under me, so, you know...
You work under that detective? Yes, sir, and while I was a trainee, he was always watching out for me, sir. He's such a wonderful guy, sir. I'll never forget what he's done for me. Okay, calm down, I believe you. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder.
Yes, sir. It happened at the park near headquarters, Expose Park. The victim was one of the local cops, Dustin Prince. He was pushed down from the benches on the upper path, sir. The landing beat his body up bad and snapped his neck.
The details are listed in the report that was distributed yesterday.
Ah, yes, the autopsy report, correct?
Why do I not remember getting a copy?
I see everything is in order here. Even the estimated time of death is unusually well documented. The victim's watch stopped from the impact of the landing, sir. The results of the autopsy confirmed the time of death.
If I may, Your Honor, the prosecution would like to submit this photograph.
Very well. The court accepts it into evidence. Now then, I recall yesterday's preliminary hearing, a very important piece of evidence was brought to our attention.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I guess.
Mr. Wright, is your head on right today? There was a very crucial piece of evidence found under the victim's body.
Was there? Have you lost your mind? Well, actually, it's just nerves. Give me a second. What? How can you talk like such an amateur? I thought you were a pro, sir. All right, sir, I'll help you through this. At a time like this, maybe you ought to take a glance at the court record. Court record? Yep. Info about evidence and people involved with this case are all listed there, sir. You can look at the court record by pressing tab. Tab, huh? You really know what you're talking about, don't you? It's too bad I'm a cop, right? Just think, I could totally be a legal aid instead.
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
Court is in session. Save your chit-chat for later.
Sorry, Your Honor. Well, I guess I better check the court record and see what I can find. Okay, so we've got an attorney's badge. Cell phone. Found this in my pocket, but I don't remember what it means or how it got there. Dustin's autopsy report. Time of death 9/6 at 6:28 p.m. Cause broken neck. Body was also covered in bruises. Glasses. Found under the victim's body. Pieces of nearsighted lenses were found nearby. Crime photo number 1. The victim fell from the walking path above. Oh, wrong button. Hold on. So... Okay, there's the crime photo. What was it again? Tab?
Alright, Mr. Wright, let's see if your notes are in order. What was the piece of evidence found underneath the victim's body?
That's simple, Your Honor. A broken pair of glasses.
That's right. The victim grabbed his killer's glasses as he was being shoved, sir. And held on to them as he fell.
Hey, why are you giving me the evil eye? Those glasses you're wearing. Yes, this is my spare pair. But these glasses they found at the crime scene are not mine, I swear, sir. You sure about that? Look, it was a coincidence that on that same day I accidentally stepped on mine. A coincidence, she says. Your Honor, I have further evidence to present.
Oh, you have more?
And this evidence is very decisive.
Very well. Let's hear it from our witness about this evidence. There's something even more incriminating than the glasses under the victim's body, sir.
I hear a honk. Wild Talent, thank you for joining. Just in time for the main event. Heyo.
During his date, the victim was pushed from the bench area, but he managed to write the culprit's name on the ground where he landed.
Was he beaten before he fell over the railing? He may have been trying to stop himself from falling. Maybe.
I don't like saying it, but it was clearly the defendant's name, Maggie, sir. With this piece of evidence in the glasses, it's hard not to say she's the culprit.
This is a picture of the writing, Your Honor.
Why, this is... Yes, I can see her name is clearly written here.
The prosecution would like to submit this picture.
Understood. The court accepts it into evidence.
As if the glasses alone didn't make you look suspicious. The victim even wrote your name clear as day on the ground. But I already told you, those glasses aren't mine. And how do you explain this dying message? It's a conspiracy. I'm not guilty, sir.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Cross-examine? This is it. I'm counting on you. Sure, but what am I supposed to do? What? This isn't like you at all. Normally this is the part where you get in the witnesses' faces. Get in their faces and do what? I guess there's no way around it. Okay, I'm going to lend you a hand. The prosecution's witnesses all hide things from the court, which means they lie from time to time. Lie? But isn't that detective your superior? Well, even if they don't mean to lie, sometimes people just remember things wrong. Like that detective. He does sort of look like a scatterbrain. It doesn't matter. Either way, it's bad for us, sir. That's why when you question witnesses, you have to find and expose their lies.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Talk about trial by fire. Here goes nothing. As long as I can expose the lies, we should be all right.
Here's something even more incriminating than the glasses under the victim's body, sir.
About those glasses. Do you have any proof that those belong to my client?
The lenses are for nearsightedness and are almost the same strength as hers. Even the frames look kind of like the one she's wearing in her ID, pal.
What should I do now? First off, if he was truly dying, the letters wouldn't have been so neat and messy. Besides, broken necks can be insta-death. I think depending on where it breaks, but don't quote me on that. I'm so glad you noticed that. Because this game fails to notice this. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Continue pressing. Hold it! Almost and kinda are not good enough in a case like this. Do you have more definitive proof? Is there something clearly links the defendant with those glasses?
The dirt and sand rubbed out any traces of fingerprints or anything else.
So what you are saying, Detective, is that you have nothing that proves those glasses are my client's.
Something like that.
But what?
I see. So there's no proof.
Wow, that was amazing. I could totally feel it down in my gut.
During his date, the victim was pushed from the bench area.
Now, you're sure he was pushed, and that's how he fell?
Yeah, pal. If you look at the wounds on the victim's body, there's no way it was anything else. Please continue with your testimony, Detective. Anyway, the victim fell pretty far. But he managed to write the culprit's name on the ground where he landed.
The culprit's name?
Yeah, I was surprised too. I didn't want to believe it, but...
Was the name that of my client?
I don't like saying it, but it was clearly the defendant's name, Maggie, sir.
Are you absolutely certain?
Sorry, pal, but that's what it said. This is a picture of it. No matter which way you look, it still says Maggie.
He's got a point. Hey, hold on! Huh? Don't me. I know the picture says Maggie, but now that she mentions it, something does feel kind of off about this picture. That's how you know you found a contradiction. Now hurry up and present some evidence. So that's what spotting a contradiction feels like. I better check the court record again. Okay.
With this piece of evidence in the glasses, it's hard not to say she's the culprit.
And you're certain that it was the victim who wrote the name on the ground?
There were scratches on his fingers from the rough sand, and there were grains of sand stuck under his pointed fingernail. Certainly seems that the name was written by the victim himself.
That didn't go well. If the writer really was the victim himself, then we're in a lot of trouble. Don't give up! Keep that fighting spirit going! I'm glad you're all pumped up, but I really want to see your special move, sir. My what? You always look so cool when you present evidence. Present evidence? Enlighten me. About this presenting evidence... Okay, when you're listening to testimony, you can compare it with a court record. If you do that, you're sure to find contradictions in the witness's statements. Contradictions? Well, there are many reasons why a testimony might contradict the evidence. A witness might be lying, or maybe they're just mistaken. And? You still have no idea what I'm talking about? When you find a contradiction, open the court record to the item you need, and then I present that evidence, right? You got it! You can also present people's profiles as evidence. With so many items, make sure you present the right thing. Sounds complicated, but I'll give it a try. You're pretty good at this. Wow, being praised by a pro. I don't know what to say. Okay. Now, if you'll give me just a moment here, I am going to need to grab some information. I already know what the game wants me to say, but I'm not going to say it just yet. I just need to find my notes here. I don't know why I didn't have my notes ready beforehand, so I apologize for that. Where are you? Here we go. Okay. Okay, so, if they were, if this game was going to make any sense in this case, I should be able to present the autopsy report here about he managed to write the culprit's name on the ground where he landed. But as you can see, if I present this here, this evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor.
How exactly are the evidence in the statement just now related?
They aren't, are they?
Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations.
I don't think that won me any points with the judge. But no, instead we've got to go with this contradiction here.
I don't like saying it, but it was clearly the defendant's name, Maggie, sir.
And why is that a contradiction? If I may direct the audience's attention to the name of my client versus the name in the testimony. He misspelled it.
What is it?
What's come over me? The murderer misspelled it. Without thinking, I just blurted out, "Objection!" And I yelled it at the top of my lungs, finger outstretched, ready to take on my opponent. Oh, what a rush. Detective Gumshoe!
Are you talking to me, pal?
Please state the defendant's name for me. What are you trying to prove with this futile exercise, Mr. Wright? You'll see, this is a very crucial line of questioning. Actually, Mr. Payne, you can answer. The defendant's name, if you please. Where is this ridiculous question coming from? The defendant's name is, Maggie Bird. I think someone needs to check the court record. What? It says right here that it's Maggie Bird. Ah! It looks like the bird caught the cat napping.
What's going on here? I have no idea either, sir.
As you can see, the victim did indeed leave a name, Maggie. However, the defendant's name is actually spelled Maggie with an EY at the end. This is a blatant contradiction of facts.
Oh! How about that? I hadn't even noticed.
But maybe the victim didn't know how to spell her name correctly? May I remind you that it was you who said the defendant is accused of killing her lover. If they were truly lovers, it would be impossible for him to have not known her name. No!
This is very true. Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor?
Are you absolutely certain that the defendant and the victim, Dustin Prince, were in fact lovers?
Yes, I'm quite certain, Your Honor. They were a well-known couple in the police force.
Detective Gumshoe? Please testify for the court the relationship between the victim and the defendant. Yes, sir. Officer Prince and Officer Bird had been going out for about half a year. It sounded like they were even talking about marriage. The day of the incident just happened to be the victim's birthday, sir. Maggie, Officer Bird, had gotten Officer Prince a present. It was something she had bought over 2 months ago. I should know, because she came to me to ask what she should get for him. Oh, those two sound like they were close.
Nevertheless, tragedy struck.
Yes, I see. You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Wright. Officer Prince and Officer Bird had been going out for about half a year.
How do you know about this?
Every year in March, we have a training camp for us cops. Officer Bird was a rookie at the time, and she and Officer Prince seemed to hit it off.
They got close, I take it.
Actually, I was supposed to go too, but, I couldn't pay the deposit for the trip, so I didn't.
I'm assuming that's because of the adjustments to his salary. Thank you, Edgeworth.
If only I'd gone on that trip. What is it? Oh, nothing, sir. Really. Anyway. It sounded like they were even talking about marriage.
Oh, back up. Gosh, dang it. Back. Alright. Marriage? But wasn't the victim 8 years older than her?
What? You saying a guy's gotta marry someone the same age as himself, pal?
And no, that's not what I meant at all. Detectives Gumshoe and Dustin were only a year apart, you know? I think this fella has a ways to go before marriage.
Mind your own business, pal.
Got an achievement for that. Beautiful. Okay, so just for she's 22, he's 30, he's 31. Oh my gosh, I'm older than him. Okay.
The day of the incident just happened to be the victim's birthday, sir.
Day of the incident? You mean September 6th?
Yeah. The victim, Officer Prince, had just gotten off duty at 5:30 p.m. that day. Since Maggie's night shift hadn't started yet, they went to the park for a bit. I remember when I was young and in love. Oh, it was a jolly time.
That's great, Your Honor. I'm glad you're such a cheerful old man.
Maggie, Officer Bird, had gotten Officer Prince a present.
You seem to know a lot about the defendant.
Oh, well, that's just because, I'm a boss, and I gotta watch out for my subordinates.
But even what she was going to give as a present? Isn't that going a bit too far?
Hey, pal, watch what you say. I know everything that happens under me. If someone so much as scratches their...
I really don't need to know that much. Mr. Wright, please refrain from badgering the witness.
I agree. Even if this witness has a crush on the defendant, that should not be the point of discussion at this time. Whoa, wait a second. Why are we talking about this? It's all your fault, pal. You're guilty, guilty, guilty. I should have you arrested.
I think the good detective is about done here.
It was something she'd bought over 2 months ago.
Over 2 months ago?
Yep, she's a very considerate woman, pal.
So, what was this birthday present?
She got him a glove. A single glove? Why would she only give him one?
Actually, Your Honor, the glove in question is a baseball glove.
Oh, I see. Baseball glove. Officer Prince was a huge baseball fan.
A baseball glove. Just now, I believe you said that the present was something she had bought over 2 months ago.
Yeah.
You saying she bought the glove at a store that far in advance?
Nah, nothing like that, pal.
Then, what is it like?
She ordered it. It was custom made.
Custom made? The glove was custom made?
Yep, that's what I said. So the glove was custom made.
Your Honor, I really don't see how this glove is related to the case.
Yeah, so it would seem there is little relevance. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Do you think this glove is really relevant to the case?
I don't know where this will lead me, but... Of course it's relevant! That glove is a key to this whole case! Yes, bluffing to the max! Now this is the Mr. Wright I know. So happy you're back, sir. I was wondering how long it would take. This is great. Pressing people. Feels like I've done this before. As if I used to do this to squeeze information from even the most tight-lipped people.
Very well. You're that convinced, let's hear some more about the matter. Actually, I brought the glove with me today.
And?
Why didn't you say so earlier? Hurry and show the glove to the court. Well, I didn't think it had anything to do with this case. Anyway, this is it, sir. It's, rather yellow, isn't it? Officer Prince really liked the color yellow.
And that's why you had to special order it? Yep, that's right. That and one other reason.
I think this court has heard enough. It's clear that the victim and the defendant were involved with each other.
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
Now, if that's true, it brings up an important question. Was the name Maggie really written by the victim?
I see your point, Your Honor. Detective Gumshoe, please tell the court a little bit more about the name on the ground.
Yes, sir.
Can anybody tell me why she had to special order that glove?
We first looked into the handwriting. Unfortunately, we couldn't confirm that it was the victim's handwriting. Next, we checked the victim's pointer finger, and we found that there was sand trapped under the victim's fingernail. There were also scratches on his skin that were caused by him writing on the ground. From this, we can confirm that the victim wrote his name with his right hand. He wrote this name with his right hand. Yeah, it's a perfectly logical conclusion. Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Now, we first looked into the handwriting.
Oh, back up. But can you really determine handwriting based on a sample written in sand?
This is why amateurs are amateurs. We're not a bunch of simpletons, pal. Scientific investigation in this country is actually pretty good. I believe it's time to get back to the real point.
Agreed, Your Honor. So what was the result of the investigation?
Unfortunately, we couldn't confirm that it was the victim's handwriting.
So in the end, you couldn't confirm it?
Hey, don't you look down on us! I told you, we're not a bunch of simpletons, pal. Everyone knows you can't find out everything you want with scientific investigation. I've never heard that before.
Me neither. Nor I. Other than the color and dye process, was he left-handed instead? Other than that, I got nothing. Well, let's take a look. What hand would you wear that glove on? The right hand. I never heard anything like that at the police academy, sir.
Okay, so I made it up. Anyway. Next we check the victim's pointer finger.
His pointer finger?
You know, the one you're always pointing and waving around in people's faces?
Don't tell me it bothers you.
Every time you do it, I have a mini heart attack. It's like you're trying to kill me, pal.
In any case, you examined the victim's index finger, correct?
Yeah, we figured there should be something on his finger if he'd been writing in sand. And the results? We found there was sand trapped under the victim's fingernail.
And what does that prove?
Well, it proves that he did write that name with his own finger.
Yes, which explains why there was sand stuck under his nail. I guess he's right.
And there's more. There were also scratches on his skin that were caused by him writing on the ground.
Scratches on his skin?
Yep. Can't see them with your naked eye, but they're there. That's incredible. Sure is, that's the power of scientific investigation. It's so small that we had to use a magnifying glass. Like a really strong one. It's got that really scientific sounding name.
You mean a microscope?
Yeah, that's it. We used one of those and that's how we found him.
I can't believe this guy doesn't know what a microscope is. I'm amnesiac and I know what a microscope is.
From this we can confirm that the victim wrote this name with his right hand.
Are you absolutely sure?
I believe in the power of science.
I wonder if my evidence is solid enough to counter with. Listening to this, you'd think there was only one conclusion. That the name was definitely written by the victim. But don't you think it would be really strange, sir? If Dustin really wrote that message with his right hand, do you think I would have gone through that much trouble to get him his present? The present? What about it? Yes, you are correct, Ed Fan. You see, you only wear, baseball players, as a general rule, will wear the baseball glove on the hand that is not their dominant hand, because they use their dominant hand to throw the ball and their non-dominant hand to catch the ball. So, this thing about the victim writing this name with his right hand contradicts this baseball glove. A contradiction that we would not even have if they would have let me present the autopsy report earlier. Detective Gumshoe, take a look at this.
That's the glove, right?
Could you tell the court what is special about this glove?
What's special? Never really thought about it, but, it's really yellow. And that's about it.
Yes, it's really yellow, but that is only one of its qualities.
Huh?
There's another reason why it's special.
And what would that be?
It's very simple. This glove is made for a left-handed person.
Left-handed? Why, you're absolutely right. This glove is made to be worn on the right hand.
That is why it had to be custom-made. I've never seen a bright yellow left-hander's glove for sale, have you?
Well, no.
So, Detective, which hand did the victim use to write the name with again?
Oh, that's easy. Look, it's obvious from this picture that it was just... Wait a sec.
Don't forget that the victim was left-handed.
Ah!
That is, I mean, object...
Overruled. Mr. Wright, I would like to know what your line of reasoning proves.
There's only one conclusion that can be drawn. A left-handed person could not have written a message with his right hand. I mean, well, he could, but it'd be not nearly neat and tidy like this one. Therefore, the person who wrote the name Maggie could not have been the victim.
Order! Order! When you think about it that way, then yes. It's not possible that this name was written by the victim himself. And that means Maggie is...
No, it's not possible!
Mr. Payne?
Yes, Your Honor?
The evidence the prosecution has presented has failed to prove the defendant's guilt. In fact, I believe you've proven her to be innocent.
No! All right, you did it, Mr. Wright. Phew, I feel like I can breathe again.
It seems that we have reached the conclusion. You did a fine job once again, Mr. Wright.
Me, Your Honor? Well, thank you, sir. See, you got complimented by the judge again. You're really good. And that's why you can't give up being a lawyer, sir. Are you joking? I'm more than ready to retire.
I will now announce my verdict. This court finds the defendant
No, not yet! I mean, please give me a few more minutes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Payne?
The prosecution is not finished yet. What do you mean? We would like to call our next witness to the stand.
What? And what did this witness witness?
The moment the victim was pushed to his death. What's more, he saw the very face of the culprit. What the heck?
Order! Order in the court. I believe that a recess is in order. Afterwards, we'll hear from this new witness.
I had a feeling that was a bit too easy. I need more information. I'll have to see what I can find out during this recess. I can't let my guard down. It's only going to get tougher from here.
Court is adjourned for recess.
That is a very short chapter break, but... Alright, we're going to push through. Because... Okay. Here we go. Amnesia? I can't believe my lawyer's trying to defend me in such a state. Why didn't you tell me, sir? I'm sorry I didn't mention it to you. Oh, I know what to do. I heard you can fix something like this with a really strong shock to your system. Come on, lower your head and lower your head a little. A Maggie kick should be all you need. No. I think I'll pass on this one. Come on. I'm sorry. Whenever I see someone in trouble, I have a hard time leaving them alone. I tend to stick my nose where it doesn't belong and try to tackle everyone's problems. Well, my head's one problem you won't be tackling today. What do I look like, a football? Well, we're here to solve your problem first. We can deal with mine later. For now, do you think you can fill me in on a few things? Of course, I'd be honored to. I guess we'll start with my name, and then I can tell you about me. No, that's okay. I think I know you and your name pretty well by now. I was wondering if you could help me figure out a few things about myself. So my name is Phoenix Wright? What a weird name. This is serious. You really don't remember. I'll tell you what, sir. You can have this back, and maybe a little help. This is a business card? I got this from you. It's my most prized possession. You can borrow it for now, but please give it back, okay? Okay. There's some numbers written on the back. Oh, that's your cell phone number. I guess for now we should stop talking about me and start talking about this case. This case? Yep. Can you think of anything that would be helpful for me to know? Ed fan, you think Maggie's like you? What can I tell you? I can't think of anything other than the incident with that cell phone, but... Cell phone? Yeah, your eyes lit up when we talked about it at the detention center, sir. Definitely some days I feel like some days I like sticking. Oh, why am I drawing a blank here? Okay, anyway, sorry. Hurry up then and tell me. This might be very important. Oh, sticking your nose into others' business. I get you. I get you. Okay, Roger. It was on the day of the crime, just before 6 p.m. I picked up a lost cell phone while on a walk with Dustin. I keep hitting send before finishing. That happens to me a lot, too. She's got the blue badger on her hoodie. All of a sudden, the phone began to ring. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. We agreed to meet up at 6 p.m. Dustin and I waited for the person to show up, but they never did. So where's the phone you found now? I gave it to you yesterday. Huh? Is it me? Is it that phone in my pocket? You mean this? Do you think it has anything to do with the murder? I don't really know, but if my eyes lit up... You're so mean! I called you a million times, but you wouldn't pick up. And when I went to check in the courtroom, everyone had already left. Now, what the heck is this? Let me guess. I'm supposed to know this girl, too. Hey, good morning, Maggie. And good morning to you, Maya. To you too, Maya. So, how's it going? Is there a word for worse than abysmal? Oh. And what if I said that everything will be fine? That's right, it's Maya to the rescue with the ultra-decisive, super important evidence. Here you are, Nick. The thing you wanted me to bring. Huh? Oh, thanks. What the heck is this? A list? There's about 20 people's names and phone numbers written on it. It was kind of tough, but I managed to dig up some dirt. It looks like these guys are up to no good. No good? As in, there's a group of con artists the police are currently investigating. I think these guys are members of that group. Why would a group of con artists pop up in a case like this? Don't look at me. And where did you get this list from in the first place? What? Don't you remember, Nick? You're the one who asked me to look this up yesterday. Oh, is that right? These numbers were in the memory of that phone Maggie found. So that's where they're from. You're awfully forgetful these days, Nick. I hope I never get to be a forgetful old prune like you. Maya, actually, Mr. Wright is...
Mr. Wright, recess is over now. Please bring the defendant to return to the courtroom immediately.
Oh, oops, guess you gotta get going. We can talk about you being old later, Nick. Wish us luck. Guess I have all the pieces now, more or less. All that's left is to put it all together. I'm not gonna lose this. I can't. Come on, Nick, better get a move on. Yeah.
Court will now reconvene. Please call your next witness to the stand, Mr. Payne.
Yes, Your Honor. But before I do, if I may say a few words.
What is it, Mr. Payne?
It's about the next witness. He has a tendency to say things that rub people the wrong way, you see. So I asked the court might be a little lenient on...
Now, there's no need to give a preface. Just hurry up and call your witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor. The prosecution calls this next witness a drifter who was taking a walk in the park on the day of the murder. Please state your name for the court, witness. Before I do, I'd like to clarify a little something. Huh? Oh, all right, go ahead. Just now, you introduced my wonderful self to the court, correct? Perhaps it's a drifter who was taking a walk? Did I? But I will not stand for that. Now, you've tinted the court's eyes and colored me wrongly. Sure, I suppose calling me a university student would not be the absolute truth, but given and just settled me, I'm looking for that perfect, top-notch, unbeatable university, don't you see? I have a regular selection process and I've been serious in thought during my walking. Yes, I understand. I'm very sorry. The dude who assaulted Phoenix. I don't remember that for some reason. But what is he, a human chatterbox? I have to question him. Fashion, cars, women, glasses, and of course university. First rates only need apply. Glasses? But you aren't wearing glasses.
That's enough. Your name, witness.
Oh, is that how you want to play this? Using your power and influence to keep the young people down? I see how you work now. You old people and your dirty tricks. You thought you had me, but you thought wrong.
I'm sorry. It won't happen again.
Oh, man. I forgive you. Alright, I suppose I can tell you my name. I'm Richard Wellington, the drifting virtuoso with a PhD in drifting, as it were. If you wanted to, you could call me a university student in transit. Ahem, Mr. Wellington? On the day of the murder, you were taking strolling through the park, correct? It would appear that you are attached to that word. If you must, then by all means. But I remind you that I am in no way a prepubescent boy out on a walk with Mommy. If you must know, I am... Anyway, please testify to the court what you saw during your walk through the park! See, you said it again, taking a walk. You know, you...
What you witnessed will do, Mr. Wellington.
I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. All of a sudden, a police officer falls from above, right in front of my eyes. Without a thought, I looked up there, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Of course, I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. The only other thing I saw was the banana that fell with the police officer.
That was certainly a decisive testimony.
Decisive, Nick? Did you hear what he just said? Yeah. That's all you have to say? How can you be so calm? It's strange. My mind is very calm and clear. Maybe it's because I believe in my client. You mean Maggie? Yes, and if she really is innocent, then that can only mean one thing. That guy is lying.
You may now question the witness, Mr. Wright.
I'll find out the truth no matter how well you craft your lies. I was at the park all afternoon, deep in thought about my life situation. So you were at the park all afternoon. You seem to have a lot of free time. That was very rude of you, but then again, what can I expect? That's what you get from a man who graduated from a no-name trashy university. A no-name trashy? Now, this might be hard for a mush-headed, feeble-minded baboon like you, but I have to think very carefully about the future of our great country. But I thought you said you were thinking about which college to go to just now. Oh, please. Which university I go to will directly affect the very future of this country. That arrogant little snot. I don't remember the time all that well, but I do believe it was past 6 p.m. How did you know what time it was? I see you're not wearing a watch, so... Is that the best you can do? Do you think you can discredit me like that? You're just a third-rate biased fool. I guess I can't expect real smarts from you. This arrogance is really intolerable. So what should I do now? Press harder. Answer the question! How did you know what time it was? I can't believe I have to deal with a worm like you. You're just a shallow man who can only slam on desks and point at people for fun. I guess I don't have a choice. I'll try to explain it so that even a third-rate simpleton like you can understand. There was this little thing they call a clock at the park. Did you get that? Do you know what a clock is? It's a thing that tells you the time. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in this picture of the crime scene. Oh, sorry, that was paint. As you can see, Mr. Wright, it's even in this picture of the crime scene. Oh, so it is. I looked at that clock, and that's how I knew the time. But if you ask me, this whole concept of breaking time apart to the fragments is a total and utter nonsense. No man for sure. Real first Scott's what a ridiculous notion. People should read freely without restraints. That's how life should be. And yet again, another flood of meaningless words. Talk about a first-class waste of time. In any case, all of a sudden, a police officer falls from above right in front of my eyes. And how did you know he was a police officer? You obviously have no idea how powerful my deductive reasoning skills are. With one glance, I could tell just what kind of occupation he held. That shoddy do-it-yourself hairstyle practically seemed to have a police officer. Also, these way oh, and I suppose it was also because he was wearing an officer's uniform. Shouldn't that have statement come first? Oh, that's pretty impressive. Hey, Nick, do you think he's figured out what I do? Even I haven't figured that out yet. Without a thought, I looked up, and there I met the eyes of a charming young lady. Are you sure you got a good look at her face? Animals have this thing called an eye, Mr. Wright. They use this eye to see things. In the case of humans, we have two of them. Yes, even you. I don't care if I have them or not. Did you or did you not get a clear look at her face? That's what the witness was just about to get to. I would like to request that Mr. Wright not use such a loud voice during questioning.
Sustained, Mr. Wright. Please refrain from raising your voice in this court.
And please don't make me have to raise my voice. Are you finished? I'd like to continue, if that's all right with you. Of course I remember her sweet face. It was that of the pretty defendant there. So you're sure you're not mistaken? Please, don't confuse your pitiful train wreck of a life with mine. I'm what you call a famous brand name product, while you are only a cheap imitation. There's no way someone as magnificent as myself could have made a mistake. Of course, of course. Ha 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 ha. Of course.
Did you notice anything else of interest, witness?
The only thing I ever saw was the banana that fell with the police officer. The banana? Well, it was actually more than just one, more like a bunch of bananas. And just what would a bunch of bananas be doing there? And why would I know such a thing? I'm only telling you what I saw. It's really strange. Maggie never mentioned anything about a bunch of bananas. That's it, Nick. He's got to be lying about the bananas. He could be, but there's no reason for him to lie about there being bananas at the crime scene. And what if it's not a lie? Well, maybe he thought he was seeing one thing and it was something else? If he mistook something else for a bunch of bananas, then that would be an inaccuracy. Think, Phoenix, think. If my client is innocent, there's no way he could have seen what he says he did. Which means if we can somehow show he's lying... Yeah, that's exactly what we need to do. She's right, she's got a sharp mind, but I just wish I could remember who she is. Is everything okay, Nick? I was at the park, I'll have to... Oh, yeah, okay, so... So what do you guys think he saw? I wonder what he possibly could have mistaken for bananas. Mr. Wellington, I believe I have the bananas you saw right here. Ah, so you knew about the bananas too. Why didn't you say so earlier? But don't think you can use this as a way to pull more information out of me. And that's where you'd be wrong.
Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
Isn't that the baseball glove? Huh? What? A baseball glove? Doesn't it look delicious? Care for a bite? That's not... It's... No! Your Honor, I think this proves one very important fact. This witness loves bananas. Mr. Wellington loves large bananas. Nick? I hope you've noticed the icy glares we're getting from everyone in here.
What in the world do you mean?
How do you know that I like strawberries much better than bananas? Oops. There's a reason I picked that one.
Think it over one more time and try again, Mr. Wright.
This witness... Mr. Wellington has never played baseball. That would explain why he didn't even know what a glove is. Nick? I hope you've noticed the icy glares we're getting from everyone in here.
What in the world do you mean?
When I was in junior high, I was a star pitcher. Well, fourth in line, actually, but... Oops.
Think it over one more time and try again, Mr. Wright.
This witness... has... by the way, just how bad are your eyes? Why are you asking me about this all of a sudden? Your Honor, it's a very simple to mistake a glove for a bunch of bananas.
No, I don't think so. Objection overruled.
You're one of those people. Yes, you know what I mean. You can think of a Cards Against Alchemist card. DM it to me, please. You're like those people who refuse to accept Galileo from the Copernican theory. You're too... Sir, in the end, we find out that it is, in fact, a glove, not bananas. However, when you view it from afar, I do think that there's an room for enough for doubt, don't you? And that is why I asked you how bad your eyesight is. They're both 2200. I suppose you're going to tell me that's terrible, right?
Why are you not wearing your glasses today, then?
That's because I lost them recently, you see. Of course, I was planning on getting a new pair made right away. But you know, my glasses are no ordinary glasses, so I had to replace them. How about when you witnessed the crime? Were you wearing your glasses then? How about it, witness? You are an unrelenting, evil man. You're like those people who rejected Joan of Arc and put her to death. She was brave and courageous, only to be caught by horrible and outrageous people, and when she didn't do anything wrong, they gruesomely burned her at the stake. Which boils you down to you were not wearing your glasses at the time. Therefore, the identity of the woman and the scene of the crime and that of the defendant cannot be proven to be the same by this witness! But the height difference was only 9 feet. It was very possible for him to see the face of the culprit standing on the upper path.
Witness? Please be more accurate in your testimony. Remember, a person's life is at stake.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now then, please continue with your testimony.
Please tell the court what happened next in the moment after you witnessed the crime. The killer on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. It must have been 6:45 p.m. when I made the call. They must have had a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes.
So the person who was on the upper path saw you and then ran away.
Yes, that is correct. Which is why even someone without a superior brain like mine can understand that that girl is the murderer.
You may question the witness now, Mr. Wright.
The girl on the upper path ran away as soon as she realized I was there. She ran away, just like that. Yes, she did. She saw me and flew the nest like the guilty bird she is. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that pun too hard for someone who only got a third-rate education? Actually, that did take me a few seconds to get. Anyway, if she ran away the instant she saw you, how could you tell it was my client? The witness has already answered that question. He stated that the defendant is the culprit.
This is true, Mr. Wright. I'm striking your question from the record.
How can I get more information out of him? After that, I immediately called the police station to report the crime. Immediately? As in immediately. I mean, sure, a minute might have elapsed before I did, but that's the duty of every good citizen, or did they not teach you that at your pitiful school? You think people learn about how to call the police in college? Hey, Nick, I think you should take a look at the court record for a sec. It must have been 6:45 p.m. when I made the call. Okay, victim died at 6:28 p.m. There's a little bit of a problem, though. What's that over there? Phone box, yep. So I'm gonna press him, but yeah. How do you know what time it was? The detective told me. You know which one I mean. The one with the jacket that makes him look like a dropout from a no-name high school.
Hey, pal, I graduated from a pretty good, top-ranked college.
I don't believe this. It doesn't matter. I don't believe I was mistaken on what time I called. And if I'm wrong, then that detective obviously doesn't know how to tell time. Well, the clock shows approximately 7 p.m. because the police got there 10 minutes after he called. So, they were the ones who took the picture.
What? Why you're just some lousy kid who...
I think the court can see your point. Anyway, how did the police respond? They must have a lot of free time on their hands since they showed up within 10 minutes. So you're saying that there were police on the scene by 7 p.m.? They got there before that, I think. There usually aren't many people in that area at that time of day. But suddenly, before I knew it, there were people crawling all over gawking. It certainly says something about the morals of the people in this country. Oh, bother. It appears that... oh, there we go. It just momentarily flashed off for some second. I can't find anything out of the ordinary in his testimony. Why don't you take one more look at the court record? Yeah, I guess I should. Alright, so. The victim dies at approximately 6:30 p.m., and he makes the call at 6:45. Alright, have a good night, Wildtown. Thanks for joining. Alright, let's, He immediately called the police station to report the crime. Why is this a problem? Because the phone booth is right here. Oh, wait. Your Honor, that statement contradicts this evidence.
It does? I don't see anything contradictory.
Huh? Really?
Objection denied. Try to think before you make accusations, Mr. Wright.
Oops, that didn't go so well. Alright, let's try that again. Alright, so this time we're going to present the autopsy report. There we go. I was getting ahead of myself. Mr. Wellington, would you please take a look at this?
You mean the victim's autopsy report?
According to this, the murder occurred at 6:28 p.m. So what of it? You said that you called the police immediately after the murder took place. However, by the time you called the police, it was already 6:45 p.m. There was clearly a 15-minute gap here. Do you deny it? Ah! I think this court would like to hear what you were doing during this 15-minute gap. The witness was in shock at the time after witnessing a terrible murder. It's only to be expected he'd be a little dazed. 15 minutes is hardly what I would call a little dazed. Ah!
Mr. Wellington?
Yes?
Explain yourself. What were you doing during those 15 minutes?
Answer the question! Telephone, Spit it out! I was searching for a phone booth. A phone booth?
You mean you don't have a cell phone?
You and your questions, as if you're trying to open all the layers of a Matryoshka doll. You must think you're really something special. Witness! I lost my cell phone. There, are you happy? You lost it?
Unbelievable. You lose your glasses and your cell phone. You must be very scatterbrained when it comes to your belongings.
But are you saying that first-place people are never allowed to lose things? Haven't you ever heard that all geniuses have a strange quirk or two, but so that rationale so they have my own quirk? I don't think simple plain people like you can understand.
Enough!
Oh, man. Oh, man. Wait. Hold on a second. He lost his cell phone? Nick, that cell phone, could it be? You mean this phone Maggie found? Ah, there's no way. Oh, I didn't see this coming. What should I do now? Mr. Wellington, where is your cell phone right now? What are you getting all excited about? You seem to be a little confused. I found my phone, I'll have you know. See, here it is. Oh, I see. Looks like he's got his phone. And I thought that just maybe this was his.
Well then, I think we've cleared this issue up. At the time of the murder, the witness did not have his cell phone because he had lost it. Therefore, the delay in his call was caused by a search for a phone booth.
Well, that's the gist of it. I guess you could put it that way and leave it at that.
Do you have any further questions, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the witness's testimony does not make any sense. I don't believe that there was ever a need for the witness to search for a phone. How dare you? You can't just make outrageous claims like that. You do have some sort of proof, don't you? Well, yeah, of course. This evidence should be good enough, I think.
Alright, let's have this proof then. Please present proof that the witness had no need to search for a public phone booth.
Right there. It's quite simple, actually. Please take a look at this.
At the crime scene photo?
Is there a problem with it? Oh, there's nothing wrong with the picture. But if you don't understand my logic after looking at it, then something is wrong with you. No!
It's a phone booth.
That is correct. All the defendant had to do was walk 3 steps. Mr. Wellington, why did you not use the phone that was right in front of you? Sorry, guys.
Order!
What does reporting the crime a little late proof for the defense? The witness can't explain what he was doing for those 15 minutes. That is reason enough to throw suspicion on his testimony.
Yes, this is very true. What do you have to say for yourself, witness?
And I bet this phone really is his, Nick. He must have killed Dustin to get his phone back. Maggie said that she was going to return it to him. So there's no reason for him to kill for it. And on top of that, we still have the phone she found anyway. If he wasn't looking for his cell phone, maybe he was looking for something else? Was he?
Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
Do you have any thoughts you would like to share with the court? Can you offer an explanation as to what the witness was doing during those 15 minutes?
Glasses? Yes, I have an idea. There's only one possible explanation.
Alright, let's hear your explanation. However, be forewarned that if your explanation is not persuasive, you will be penalized. Think carefully before you present, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Ugh. I probably shouldn't have said there was only one possibility.
Please present to the court this one piece of evidence that will answer the following. Why didn't the witness call the police right away?
Mr. Wellington! What? Don't do that. You almost gave me a heart attack. These are your glasses, aren't they? Where did you find... Ah! I believe the court all heard what you just confessed to. That these glasses are in fact yours. I'll tell you where they were found, Mr. Wellington. These glasses were found under the victim's body. Under the victim's body?
Order! Order!
No, wait a second, hold on. I didn't confirm anything. Your Honor, I think the answer is quite clear here. As he fell, Dustin Prince grabbed the culprit's glasses. The culprit knew that he had to find his glasses and searched frantically for them. What he didn't realize was that they were under the victim's body. And that is why it took him 15 minutes to make that call. I was kind of going with the idea that he just couldn't see the phone booth because his eyesight is just that bad, but that works too.
Mr. Wright, are you indicting the witness as the real murderer?
Of course, that is precisely what I am doing. I know I'm right. He is the real murderer. Did you figure it out, Nick? More or less. Turns out this cell phone was the key to this case after all. Anyway, now's our chance to deep six this guy. I'll sink him in one shot. Yeah, this is so exciting watching you work again. Somehow my old self is coming back to me. It's time to sink or swim. Everything rests on the edge of a knife. This is the moment I've been waiting for.
Order! Order!
Your Honor, the defense is making a mockery of this court. Without any solid ground to stand on, he accused the witness of being the murderer. Yeah, that's right. I'm no criminal. This third-rate fraud of a lawyer. There it goes. Okay. In that case, why don't we look at it from a different perspective? Let's hear your explanation as to why you are not the murderer. What? That's easy. For example, there's the name the victim wrote. What about that? Oh, you mean the name Maggie? Yeah, even an idiot like you can read that, right? But we already know this was not written by the victim himself. After all, the defendant's name is Maggie with an EY, and the victim was left-handed.
In other words, in order to make the defendant look guilty, the real criminal used the victim's right hand to write her name on the ground.
But wouldn't that mean that the real criminal was someone the defendant knew? Otherwise, how else would that person know her name was Maggie? Maggie with an EY.
Well, that is a good point. The witness didn't even know of Miss Bird before this trial.
I forgot. Is there any way this creep could have known Maggie's name beforehand? It'd be best if I could prove that the witness had a chance to learn that the defendant's name was Maggie.
Now, will the defense please present its case? How could the witness have known the defendant's name?
Well, Maggie found this in the park. She got in contact with its owner, but they never showed. Mr. Wellington, you didn't have your cell phone with you on the day of the murder, correct? So what if I didn't? When you realized you had lost it, what did you do? What did I do? Didn't you try to find it by calling it? How did you... Your Honor, these questions have nothing to do with...
Overruled. Mr. Wright, where are you going with this line of questioning? Do you think there's some relation between the witness's cell phone and the murder?
I do, Your Honor. On the day of the murder, Maggie Bird picked up a lost phone in the park. And she also received a phone call from the owner of the phone. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. I'll be right there. I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. You can call me Maggie. That was when you learned her name was Maggie. But you went and made one fatal mistake.
Fatal mistake?
My client's name is Maggie, but name was written on the ground was Maggie with an IE. This is a mistake that could only occur if all you knew was how her name sounded. I don't know how I did it, but I seem to have rolling my voice again.
Order, order.
But Your Honor, the witness has no motive.
And your point is?
It's very simple, Your Honor. A person usually would not kill someone without a reason. Mr. Wellington had no reason to kill anyone. That is absolutely correct. I don't have a motive.
Mr. Wright?
Your Honor?
Can you explain what motive this witness could have had?
It's very simple, Your Honor. Are you sure, Nick? If I said I can't offer an explanation, then the trial's over, right? Yeah, but...
Now then, please present to this court proof that the witness had a motive.
That would be this list of con artists and their phone numbers stored on the cell phone that Maggie found. Mr. Wellington's motive is right here.
What is this? A list?
These phone numbers were pulled from the memory of the phone the defendant found. And we have determined that the people on this list are members of a certain group. You looked up all those numbers? Of course. This list of phone numbers was stored in the cell phone's memory. The names and numbers belong to people who are members of a certain con artist group. What? Con artists? Can you explain why these numbers were on your phone, Mr. Wellington? This is an outrage, an invasion of privacy. Looking up the phone numbers on a person's phone is a worse crime than murder. You're one of those people. You're just like the cops who raided that brilliant artist, Maurice Dussel. They disrupted a genius working. I don't care, Mr. Wellington. All I want is for you to tell us what this list is about. You think if any of you know what it's like to be a refined man such as me? Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness.
Objection overruled. Mr. Wright, what's the meaning of this? Why would the witness have numbers of a group of con artists on his phone?
Isn't that obvious? The witness is a member of that group. Mr. Wellington is a member of this very group. No! All your friends' phone numbers are stored right here on this phone. If anyone were to look into these numbers, it would be all over for you. That is why you had to kill. No, this is too much!
That does make quite a bit of sense. Well, Mr. Wellington, would you care to explain?
I got you now. The police officer? Your Honor.
What is it, Mr. Payne?
Your Honor, this is unjustified badgering of the witness.
You said the exact same thing only a few seconds ago.
Please, let's think about the context to that phone call. Hello? Oh, thank you. I've been searching for my phone. Is this yours? Oh, I'm glad you called. We can meet up and I can give this back. The defendant had already promised she would return the phone. After that, all Mr. Wellington had to do was meet Miss Bird to get his phone back. Why, then, would he need to kill anyone?
That is a valid point. What does the defense think about this?
If you think about it logically, then it makes sense. Maybe we should be thinking outside the box. Yeah, if we think like that, let's see. Maybe that slimeball saw something on the crime scene that made him commit murder.
Your thoughts, Mr. Wright?
Well, I don't think Mr. Wellington went to pick up his phone in a very friendly manner. He was promised his phone, so why would he have been unfriendly to the defendant? I think he must have seen something that didn't agree with him when he got there.
Well then, Mr. Wright, what was this something that didn't agree with the witness?
What Mr. Wellington saw was the victim. The victim? You mean Dustin Prince? Dustin Prince had gone on his date right after his shift was over. With no time to change, he went to the park still wearing his police uniform.
Oh!
The girl that picked up my phone is with a policeman. He couldn't have known that they were going out, so he began to worry. He was afraid that the policeman would ask a few questions before returning the phone. If I do anything suspicious, he might run a check on my phone. In his mind, it was possible that they had already run a check on the phone.
And he went into a panic, is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Officer Prince was murdered simply because he was in uniform.
Mr. Payne, do you have any comments?
I'm thinking, and nothing happened.
It seems the truth has come out at last. The witness, Mr. Wellington, you are...
Impressive! Not bad for a person with a third-rate education. What is that supposed to mean? The evidence! Evidence! That guy is really creeping me out. All you've been waving around and talking about is a suspicious cell phone! A suspicious phone number this! Suspicious con group that! They're all in that phone! Who's to say that phone is really mine? Where's your proof? Your evidence? You want proof that this phone is yours? I already told you earlier. That phone I've lost, I've already found it. You don't even have the slightest idea who the phone in your hand belongs to. But you can be sure it isn't mine, you simpleton. What? It feels good to see you squirm.
We do seem to have a problem on our hands with this phone. Whose phone is it? Without knowing that, it's meaningless as evidence.
Your Honor. Oh, this is bad. I can't let him turn the tables on me like this. This cell phone. There has to be something I've overlooked. There's gotta be. Maybe? The phone's stored numbers. This phone has the names and numbers of those in the con group in its memory. I can show them to you, Your Honor. I don't believe this. What are you talking about? What are we trying to determine who that phone belongs to? Who cares about what phone numbers are stored on it? Besides, who knows, maybe you went and added some of those numbers in yourself.
The witness is quite right. I'm afraid I have to reject the defense's proposal.
That jerk is back to his arrogant, annoying self again. Cell phone. There's gotta be something overlooked. Fingerprints on the phone, maybe? I got it. We should check for fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wellington must have left some prints on this phone. Nick, don't you remember? When you got that from Maggie, you wiped it off. I what? You said there was sand all over it, so... Wiped it? I wiped it? Pretty thoroughly, too. Oh, it's so much fun watching third-rate trash babble like morons amongst themselves. He's made a complete recovery. How many times do I have to say this? My phone is right here, you see? Oh, and incidentally, you can't check the numbers stored on this phone. It must have glitched because all the numbers just magically disappeared. You've got to be joking. He erased all the numbers I was going to use as evidence. Mr. Wellington? What's this? By the tone of your voice, it sounds like you still have some fight left in you. Where did you finally find your cell phone? Oh, you are too much! And of course you have no idea what I'm talking about. Now I remember! Looks like they hung up. Good. I finally found it. So that's when. What's wrong, Mr. Attorney? Why the harsh glare in your eyes? Nick, we've worked so hard to get this far, but if you don't do something quick, he's gonna get off scot-free. I know. I know this phone has to be his. But how am I supposed to prove something like that?
Mr. Wright, if you cannot prove who the owner of that cell phone is, your indictment has no basis and therefore no power. And it looks like you came up a penny short.
Where did I go wrong? Don't blame yourself. You're merely a third-rate lawyer. You only made one big mistake. Who are you? What are you? That's something you haven't figured out for yourself yet. Who I am?
Court hereby concludes the cross-examination.
If that will be all, I have to bid you gentlemen and ladies goodbye. I have a reservation at that ultra-fancy restaurant on the upper side of town. Thank you for your assistance. You had a stressful day, so please, bon appetit. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to just let it go at that? Hold it! Please wait, Your Honor. All right, Nick. I think I may be able to prove it.
Prove it? Prove what, Mr. Wright?
Everything. Your Honor, the cross-examination has already ended. Besides, the defense is just going to badger the witness with more inane questions.
You will not harass the witness, is that clear, Mr. Wright?
Did you hear that? No harassment allowed, Mr. Attorney. Please, Your Honor.
Very well, but this is your last chance, Mr. Wright. You may present one piece of evidence to the court.
I only get one shot at this.
If you cannot prove everything, it's over, for your client and for you. You fully understand?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sure you're well aware, Your Honor, but the cross-examination period is ended.
Were you paying attention, Mr. Payne? I said that Mr. Wright could present only one more piece of evidence.
Oh.
Now then, Mr. Wright, this is your last chance.
It all comes down to this. It's go time.
Please present the one piece of evidence that will explain everything.
Take that!
Why, thank you. How nice. Here, please have one of mine.
Judge's business card. It's written in fancy script. The ink is strong and clear, but I still can't read it.
Wait, what am I doing? This isn't the time to be exchanging business cards.
Your Honor, there is something very important about that card, and that is... this card is important because of what's on the back. Huh? You wrote your cell phone number on the back, but that's exactly it. Can you please call this number from your cell phone? Huh? Right now? But court is still in session. It's okay, you'll see. Okay, if you say so.
Is the defense preparing something, Mr. Wright?
We're gonna call my cell phone now. And then the court will see everything for what it is. Of all the idiotic, stupid things to... Ah! What? Why is my phone... And what is with this stupid sounding ringtone? Mr. Wellington? How strange. I could almost swear that you're holding my phone. You're... Ah! No, it can't. By the way, before I forget, thank you very much for the lump on my head this morning. Ugh. I don't think I need to explain any further, except to say... when you went to retrieve your cell phone, you mistakenly took the wrong one. Kakarot, my throat.
So that is what happened. You were knocked out by Mr. Wellington.
He is a man who lives on his pride and self-image alone. And in order to hide his involvement with the con artist group, he has become paranoid and lost all ability to make rational judgments. Then Mr. Wright, the phone you're holding... it's Mr. Wellington's, naturally.
Speaking of that man, how is he, Mr. Payne?
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Maggie Bird. That is all. This court is adjourned.
I knew that the real you would shine through eventually. I'm so moved by what you've done for me, sir. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. I feel really bad for Dustin. He didn't do anything to deserve this. That's probably because of me. Huh? My whole life has been nothing but a whirlwind of bad luck and failures. Your whole life? It can't be that bad, can it? Since I was 6 months old, when I fell from the 9th floor of my apartment building, I've been hit by all sorts of vehicles, gotten sick from all sorts of foods, failed at almost every test I've ever taken, experienced almost every kind of disaster, and never won or even tied at a game of tic-tac-toe. My life has really been nothing but a string of disasters. That is, pretty bad. Up until I went to college, I was known as the Goddess of Misfortune. And then at the academy, everyone called me Lady Luckless. Lady Luckless? What's worse is that my misfortune always seems to latch onto those around me. What do you mean? When I see someone in trouble, I always try to help. Ah, that's right. You were talking about this earlier. It happened again recently, too, sir. There was an old lady pacing back and forth by the pedestrian crosswalk. I gave her my hand, and before I knew it, we were having dinner at my house. Oh. I'm sure that Dustin's gone because of me. That's not true. That glove didn't even have any sort of special meaning. It was just a present to say thanks for covering one of my night shifts. Oh, I see. Everything is all my fault. Dustin's death, your head being all messed up. Well, I don't think that my head is that messed up yet. I'm gonna find a new life for myself starting now. Next time we meet, I'm sure I'll have had a whole ocean's worth of good luck by then, sir. Yeah, after all, the Goddess of Misfortune is only a name. You bet, I'm gonna make it, I promise. Next time we meet, I'll only be an unlucky person instead of a goddess. Yeah, that's the spirit. Well, Mr. Wright, I should get going. Okay, good luck to you. Thanks. You take care of yourselves, too. What a horrible day. I've gotten my memory back, but things are still a little fuzzy. But you're okay, and that's what counts. You really had me worried. Come on, let's go back to the office. I'm afraid to ask, but here goes. So, this might sound bad, but, who are you? What? I thought you said you got your memory back! At that moment, everything really did come back to me. Detective Gumshoe. He's someone I've had clashes with in the past during certain cases, but he's also been a good ally during others. the judge. He's a lovable, kind old man who's easily swayed by other people's opinions. But in the end, he always comes up with the right verdict. You ship Phoenix and Maya? Yeah, you and like 90% of everybody else on the planet. This person, yeah, I haven't got a clue. He seems to know me, but maybe he's mistaking me for someone else? And this girl... Maya? You finally remembered! This is Maya Fey, my assistant. That's right. So many unforgettable memories about her. For example, Earth to Nick, what's wrong? You keep staring at me. Don't tell me you've missed me. Well, yeah, I suppose I have. I feel like I haven't seen you in ages. Oh? Well, I'm back now, so it's time for us to create new memories together. Alright, sounds good. All the phone numbers on my phone were erased by Mr. Wellington. I guess I have to start over from the very beginning. Come on, Nick, let's go to our usual burger joint. Okay. Actually, it hasn't even been that long since she came back into my life. And that story began on one rainy afternoon 2 months ago. And we will get to that when we start Episode 2, Reunion and Turnabout. Okay, saving content, saving progress. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to call it here, since we have completed the case. And I'm going to... You know, I said tonight was going to be a shorter stream than usual, but I think I underestimated exactly how long that this... how long this case would take. So, thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. Let's see if we've got anybody to raid here. Okay. Alright, we'll start the raid in just a minute. I will be streaming again on Sunday. Haven't decided what I will be streaming then yet, but I'll hope to see you then. In the meantime, this is Dr. Novelle signing out for the evening. You guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Let us begin the raid.